Tonight, anguish over the timeline in the deadly elementary school massacre. Relatives of the children inside that school question why police didn't move faster and what new recordings reveal about the police response. But first, fierce storms roar through the tri-state. People hurt as 60-mile-per-hour winds topple tree limbs and shred tents as Memorial Day weekend begins. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Gilma Avalos, and those fierce and quick-moving storms hit nearly every part of the tri-state, dropping hail, flooding rain, powerful winds, and even hurting people. The ominous storm clouds hovering over the city skyline, making the middle of the day look like nighttime was fast approaching. Those dark storm clouds opening up and dropping hail in areas like Pelham in Westchester County, the marble-sized stones bouncing off patios. Flooding rain covering roads and parking lots in Clarkstown and Rockland County. Drivers doing what Storm Team 4 advises you should never do. That's driving through standing water. And those fierce winds taking down trees, including this one in Glen Rock, New Jersey, blocking a road there. Storm Team 4's Matt Brickman tracking what's left of this rain. But first, News 4's Adam Harding live in Plainfield, where those powerful winds took down a tree branch that hurt several people there. Adam.
Gilma, this was a fast-moving storm. In fact, it's beautiful right now. We know how quickly the storm was moving through because it was lunchtime here in Plainfield. It was a weekend get-together for a group in this neighborhood. They were here for lunch. And then this tree came crashing down on top of people as they were eating, and it was all caught on home surveillance video. It was supposed to be a quiet Saturday afternoon, but Mother Nature had other plans. Watch as surveillance video captures the moment a massive tree comes crashing down on top of a group out enjoying their lunch. You can hear the screams amid the chaos.
All of a sudden, a tree, we heard rattling from the top, but none of us really understood what was happening. It was just an instant. And as soon as we heard it, it just snapped and fell on a few people.
Plainfield police tell us 3 were injured after the storm swept through. 1 had to be taken to the hospital.
Yeah, and we try to help the people is down of the tree, and we have to call the 911.
For a quick second, it was like a quiet, like just for a quick second to understand what happened, and then people started calling the ambulance, the police. People started trying to wake the people up because they were unconscious. They had no conscience, they were just on the ground laying. So it's just a lot of shock.
The group tells us this was a church get-together. Alexis Portero says they tried to help the victims the best they could until paramedics arrived.
It's a little traumatic, but I'm sure sometimes you will be able to think about what we experienced. You know, it's something that we got saved from because many of us could have gotten injured, but thank God that we're still here alive, and we'll be good for now.
No word tonight on the extent of those injuries. Again, 3 people hurt. At least 1 we're told had to be taken to the hospital. Certainly you see, Gilma, what's left after this tree came down. There is certainly a lot of cleanup ahead. And as quickly as this storm moved in, it moved out just as quickly. Sunny blue skies right now, and the temperatures feel like they're in the 70s. So the fact that we had a storm this powerful, that strong, a few hours ago to where we are now shows how fast this storm made its way through the tri-state area. There's a whole lot of cleanup left. That's the latest live tonight in Plainfield, New Jersey. I'm Adam Harding, News 4 New York.
And some frightening moments for that church group. Adam, thank you. The whipping winds hit a street fair in Fort Greene, Brooklyn, too. Winds shredded tents and took down vendor displays near Flatbush Avenue. Storm Team 4's Matt Brickman tracking the wind gusts, the rain totals, and the showers still on the radar, Matt?
Yeah, we've got a little bit of rain left, Gilma. Thankfully, I think the worst of it is behind us, but some pretty impressive winds topping 60 miles an hour in Staten Island. Quite a bit of tree damage in parts of Connecticut, Norwalk, nearly there. 58 miles an hour is the criteria for a severe thunderstorm wind gust, so right at that line. We saw nearly 50-mile-an-hour winds in Coney Island and Central Park, over 40 miles an hour. Then, of course, there was the rain. Keep in mind, these storms brought all this rain in about 2 to 3 hours, which is why we saw that flash flooding. Over 2 inches falling in Putnam Lake, about 1.5 inches in Somers, and nearly 2 inches of rain falling in Wayne. It was Passaic, Bergen, Rockland, Westchester County that got that 1.5 to 2.5 inches of rain. Just a little bit left here. You can see a few scattered showers and storms up through parts of New England, but we've got smooth sailing for the remainder of the evening, and then a big warm up tomorrow and for the rest of the holiday weekend. We'll talk about what to expect for Memorial Day Monday coming up in just a little bit. Gilma.